What's up? It's been a while since I made a new video, but fortunately, last night I was given a very good reason to share a new one with you guys. And honestly, this is an experience that I won't forget anytime too soon. So therefore, I feel like it's worthwhile to share it with you guys because honestly, games like these, they don't happen every day. Or maybe they do, but I'm just never a part of those. So therefore, I feel like it's time to share my experience. Maybe there is something like this out there already. I don't know, but it's the first time I hear of anything similar, at least. I'm sure you've heard of all these crazy comeback stories, but I feel like there's an aspect to this game that is a little bit harder to foresee it ever happening to your games. Okay, but this game, it changed my mind about a lot of things. Right? Okay, so no time to waste. I'm gonna try to make this video as short as possible. Even though I feel like there's a lot of context and a lot of thoughts that I want to share, we'll just try to go with the flow, right? So let's unpause it and let it flow a little bit. Okay, so you might be able to tell right now I'm playing Shen, and in the scoreboard position, I'm actually in the middle, right? Like I'm opposite to Lissandra. Uh, the reason why this is this way is simply because the top laner, he told me, "Hey, can I please go middle? I really don't want to play top." And he presented himself, very nicely. Like he definitely put his best foot forward. He didn't do any typos. Asked very kindly. Didn't do it repetitively. So, a good a good way to present yourself basically to another player who you've never met. But this is solo queue and this is platinum. I'm not gonna trust any random player. Like someone could say that they're Fager's cousin, and I wouldn't give a crap, right? I would still go middle. But this player, I'm gonna pause this before it goes anywhere. This player had played 3 games, right? So 3 of those games, or rather 2 of those games, he played middle, and 1 of those games he played top. All those games were wins, but the deciding factor was that the fact that when he played top lane, he played Tryndamere, and the fact that he doesn't want to play top lane tells me that the fact that he wanted Tryndamere was out of a complete fluke. And trust me, even though Tryndamere might be for some a really brain dead champion, in this rank, yeah, you can probably do Tryndamere's what's it called, game plan and get away with it, but it's not always gonna work because there's always gonna be some person who doesn't understand how you're supposed to play Tryndamere and kind of fall for the trap that is, ruining the Tryndamere game plan, basically. So I was like, you know what? Yeah, sure, go ahead. Go play middle. I didn't care about his performance in middle. I just thought, you're not going to ruin my game by playing Tryndamere. So that's why I went top lane, basically. I didn't want a Tryndamere in my team. So there you had it. He didn't tell me anything. He didn't explain anything. I just foresaw what might happen, and I decided to act upon that instinct, I guess. So yeah, I'm top lane. I'm gonna swap myself in the position in the scoreboard so that it reflects itself accurately as the game was played out. But just as you know, I gave up my position for this game. So for this, for me to give up my position in a ranked solo game, this is a huge thing because this is not something I do every time. In my experience, whenever I swap lanes with somebody I don't know, I'm usually getting screwed over. So I don't recommend this. But I did look him up, and I made my decisions based off that. So if you're in a similar position, I recommend you to do that as well. Okay, let's start the game again. So I explained how the whole thing is set up, right? Like I explained that I'm top lane. Oh, and I guess I should say I saw the Irelia being picked first too, and I told myself, yes, I can play Shen, because in my experience, playing Shen into Irelia has always been a good experience during the laning phase at least. It just feels like Shen is a much stronger champion than Irelia when no items are involved. Obviously, Irelia scales like crazy once she starts getting some items, but in order for her to do that, she kind of needs to kill you over and over. And I feel like Shen kind of is in a position where he's strong enough where he really can't just let anybody just kill him over and over in lane unless he kind of allows it by, getting into fights. So yeah, I just felt like Shen was such a good and safe pick. But the reason why I haven't really been playing top too much recently is just because of how teleport reliant top lane is. And, Shen is also a little bit team reliant thanks to the fact that, what's it called? His ultimate, How your teammates react to you using your ultimate really decides a lot. So I don't usually tend to trust my teammates that much, even though I play a lot of champions with globals recently. I feel like when particularly when I play Shen, it can kind of screw me over really badly. But I was like, I'm having a good feeling about it, and I've been having fun playing Shen recently, so I decided to play him once more. Anyways, this game is going to start out a little bit crazy. As you can see, Kayn is actually on the red side in the minimap right now. That's because he's taking the enemy Raptors while the very enemy jungle and top laner are doing the red buff, right? So in this situation, Kayn is doing a cheese where he gets level 2 and he actually tries to smite the red buff to steal it. He fails, but he still managed to get himself healed. So he's on full health. Hecarim's low health. Hecarim does have the red buff, but Kayn has the health advantage. They're level 2 versus level 2, but Kayn is simply healthier at this point, and he can kill him whenever he feels like it. Irelia turns around and doesn't even stay one moment in the bot lane. And wow, look at this! In bot lane, there's already a fight happening. And at this point, I was focusing so much on what the Kayn was doing, because I was like, oh wait, I took 2 minutes, I probably should be helping Kayn right now. So Kayn is doing some crazy stuff here, you know. He's level 2 versus a level 1 Irelia, and he's kind of winning this. This is so insane, but this is what level difference really does. Level 1 versus level 2, oh man. And when Kayn got that, I was like, holy crap. All this stuff happening, you know, balling going crazy. My Kayn just going crazy with that successful cheese. Honestly, I'm gonna try that cheese. That stuff is it doesn't seem that hard to do. I want to try it myself when I'm gonna jungle. I've actually been planning to jungle a lot more recently. But anyway, I saw that cheese and I was like, damn, this Kayn just got himself the lead of the year. But I feel like the more popular this cheese is gonna become, the more people are gonna be prepared to deal with it too, right? The only real like way to deal with it there was simply for Irelia to stay there until it was like low enough for Hecarim to smite it. And obviously you're gonna maybe sacrifice some minions to do that, but yeah, what you changed there, like getting a free kill on like a roaming what's it called, or an invading Kayn is probably more worthwhile. Anyways, here my bot lane is just going crazy. Look at them, they're past the tower and they're killing both the Jhin and probably the Senna here. I'm not sure what happens. Oh wait, okay, only the Jhin dies, but it's still okay, right? It's still good. And at this point, I'm kind of doing okay versus the Irelia, you know. As you can see, Irelia's low health. I'm like using all my experience in the matchup and, you know, trying to just do the best out of the situation. Hecarim, of course, he must be super desperate, you know. Hasn't had a single buff on him yet. And he's still, like, you know, just trying to get these kills. He got the 1 kill on Amumu, so that's, like, a good thing for him, obviously. Ezreal just does the biggest escape from Azkaban I've ever seen. Okay, here comes the Hecarim. I don't know if he's gonna get him here, actually. I think the Ezreal gets away from this. Okay, let's see. And then he gets to E over the wall. Oh, he baits him into... Oh, wait, what? How is this gonna work? Oh, no. Okay, he's so dead. He's not gonna live that. Is he? Ah, okay. So the kill goes to Senna, which I guess is alright. Anyways, Lissandra goes in, but here comes Kayn. The super fed Kayn out of nowhere, you know, just goes through the wall. About to get that kill on the Lissandra, and just like that, they get a kill. And Hecarim, you know, can't really do much. He's still level 2 because he's been too busy chasing kills. Kayn's actually getting some stuff. He's got, you know, he's got the double buff thanks to killing Hecarim with the red buff and then going for his blue. And, you know, top lane, you know, as you can see here, smooth sailing. I go in with my taunt, slap that Irelia a little bit with my plastic swords, and, you know, just doing an insane amount of damage while not getting punished because the way Shen works. Lissandra teleporting back in. Oh my god, I think I remember this. Look at this. Oh my god, she teleports back in just to immediately die. So, right, this game, as you can see, how the hell do you lose a game like this, right? How can you possibly lose a game like this when you get this sick of a lead, right? Mid lane, jungle, doing really well. Our AD carry already got himself a kill. Farm, okay, maybe a little bit lackluster for the amount of time that's been spent in this game, but you know, there are some good reasons for it. But as you can see, Hecarim is crazy behind. Irelia already died once and had to use her teleport too soon. It's just basically not a good game, okay? And as you can see here, Amumu's able to spend time with the jungler, just making sure he gets that farm done. And by the way, us having a support Amumu jungle, man, that Amumu must have been on some crazy hash brown stuff. I don't know, man. He's I don't even know why you're playing Amumu as a supporting platinum, but it's okay. Because I looked it up later on and I noticed that Amumu was at least pre-made with Astral, so the pre-made was at least on it, the fact that, you know, his support was going to play Amumu. Anyway, here, Kane is just getting some free, you know, stacks for his passive, you know, so he can change to either Rust or Shadow Kane. So, you know, he's getting random damage every time he passes by a lane. This guy is having an extremely, extremely good game. Okay, so anyways, we're gonna hit a point where I'm gonna stop playing this game or playing this video in slow motion. I believe we're gonna get there very soon, actually. So as you can see, you know, we're having a lead. I'm having the time of my life because I'm like, oh my god, I swapped my roles and it worked out. And then suddenly I move back to this brush and I'm like, hey, wait a minute, why can't I move? What's going on? I can't move my champion. And I felt so lucky that I actually went to the brush. So there, you know, Irelia tries to stun me. She's level 3. She doesn't really do anything. And suddenly, four players, including me, on my team get disconnected at the same time. So at this point, only Astral is actually in the game in my team. The entire enemy team is still in the game. Our lead in this game, our early lead that meant a lot, is 8,000 to 6.8k, okay? And that's gonna quickly keep changing, obviously, the longer the game goes. And, man, you can just see us slowly walk back to the base. Astral is as alone as you can be in this game. So I'm gonna start speeding this up now because, you know, this is the point where you can probably imagine, wow, the enemy team who was winning suddenly have 4 players disconnecting. Conveniently. And what do they do? Of course, they gotta push their lead. Or well, not even their lead, but their advantage. Irelia immediately pushes out the lane, goes ham on that tower because he's obviously picked up on the fact that when I was sitting in that brush and it didn't even react to her stun afterwards and randomly just went back to my base like that, you know, something was up. And Irelia, of course, look at all this gold she's getting. She's already ahead of me in farm again, and she's getting all this tower gold from the tower. 160 gold right there. Man, oh my god, even now I'm getting a little bit mad just watching back at this. Of course, this is a part that I haven't seen yet, right? Like, this is a part I never experienced because I wasn't in the game. I was panicking with my router. I was like, wait a minute, this router is, like, it's fine. What's going on? And, yeah. The game was still going on. I thought I was the only one who was gone, right? I thought, oh my god, I'm gonna disappoint my team. I hope my team can carry by the time I'm coming back, right? And man, the reality of the situation was so much worse than just me being gone. And as you can tell here, it's a similar story across the board. Of course, Astral was able to push back a little bit the enemy. Or not push back, but, you know, being able to farm a little bit thanks to the tier, you know, being able to push or being able to farm minions from afar. But, you know, Hikari, not wasting any time, realizing the advantage, goes in for the gank, uses Ghost, tries to get the Astral kill. I don't think they kill him here, though. Not yet. Not yet. Yeah, that's not enough damage. They're still so behind the enemy team, they can hardly kill an Astral under the tower. Okay, Amumu reconnects here, but not everyone's connected back just yet. So the damage has already been done. The enemy team has now managed to get the same advantage in gold that we had before we disconnected. And only the support has been able to come back, and I'm pretty sure someone else is about to come back soon. But it's just Amumu, right? So Amumu's coming back. That's a bit fortunate because now Astral doesn't at least have to solo lane, or yeah, solo lane bot lane, right? That's what it basically becomes. So yeah, even though Amumu is back though, he is still level 2. Senna is level 5. There is a huge advantage on the enemy team. This is an advantage that's not even covered by the gold difference, okay? We're talking experience as well. This is not something that is covered really. So Amumu, you know, he's crazy as fuck, you know, like I said, he's on some good hash brown stuff. He goes immediately in, goes try and get the kill or something, just to see if they maybe can abuse the fact that they don't have any summoner spells. Of course, Amumu goes in again. I don't know if they get the kill here. And finally, I reconnect. 3 minutes later, I finally come back. And what do I come back to? Oh man, the nightmare, okay? As you can see, bot lane, complete catastrophe. My CS difference to Irelia, 55 minions. Insane. I teleport immediately back to lane. I realized that the first thing that I have to do in this game is I have to act like the game is over, right? Like I have to act like we're probably gonna lose this game. This is a slow uphill battle that we're probably never gonna win, right? Because when just one person disconnects, that's pretty much game over almost. But 4 people in your team, really? Look at the gold lead. Look at their levels. I'm level 5. Irelia is probably gonna be level 7 soon. I mean, Hecarim was like so behind he wasn't even able to catch up to Kayn. Kayn did also get that one lucky kill on Alessandra middle, so I believe that also boosted up his experience by quite a bit. But here's the thing, right? Vladimir only has 8 CS and he still hasn't connected back to the game. Only now, like 5 minutes or 6 minutes later maybe. No, it is 5 minutes. He comes back. And here, of course, Irelia goes crazy on me, tries to abuse the fact that she was ahead. But, you know, Kayn was fortunately around, and we managed to get a kill on her. I wasn't 6 yet, but I'm going to be very soon. Hecarim, you know, he's like, oh, 3 kills, man. And I go in on his face. I'm just attacking all I can do. See Kayn go low health. I ultimate right away, and I'm real low health too. I get away from him with the ultimate. And then, you know, Kayn's doing whatever he can. And I, of course, trigger my dodge zone and finish him off. That was some sick shit. Of course, look at this scumbag. Look at this scumbag, Irelia, trying so hard to get that kill. Oh my god. If Kayn didn't get away from that, that would have been huge for Irelia because she would have gotten the shutdown gold and the blue buff. So that flash from Kayn, man, important. Okay, so, yeah, this game is already crazy, you know? We're already kind of showing signs of coming back a little bit, but we really haven't come back yet, you know? Bot lane is suffering a lot. They are suffering the repercussions of whatever was happening earlier, you know? Eshel was not able to abuse his lead. And, you know, Jhin and Senna are definitely a lane that doesn't really rely too much on gold to be useful. And of course, you know, it doesn't help that Hecarim's been spending pretty much all of his time going bot lane this whole time. Fortunately, though, middle and jungle for now seem fairly stable. Of course, Vladimir at this point is really upset, really angry. I don't know for what reason Amumu and Vladimir is bickering with themselves. You can't see that in this chat, obviously, because it's replay. You can't really see the chat. But they're fighting with each other, you know, just complaining a lot. And honestly, at this point, I was like, okay, you know what? This is a ranked solo queue game. I swapped my role out. I really, like, don't want to lose this game because suddenly, you know, Riot's EOS server decided to, you know, I don't know, blow up or whatever. I don't know what's going on, but recently, the last couple of weekends, especially just around midnight, it seemed like the Riot's EOS servers really been suffering. I don't know what's going on. Maybe they need to change the servers again. I'm not sure, but it's not stable at all. It's not, you just can't play properly sometimes, and that's why they've been activating loss prevented recently when you lose games. And basically what loss prevented means that Riot pretty much puts a time frame like, okay, between 11 o'clock until 2 o'clock we were having issues, so whoever lost the game during those hours, they're not gonna have their game, ranked game, count as a loss, right? Like, it's gonna be considered a loss prevented, so they're gonna basically get a free pass, basically. Like, yeah, sure, lose the game, but you're not really gonna gain anything either. So I told my team, hey guys, don't care about winning. What we want to do here is we want to have a long game as possible, because the longer this game is, the more likely it is that we will end up within Riot's time frame when they put in like, okay, during these hours it was loss prevented, right? Because I have been on the unfortunate side where the lag started happening on the servers, but because it happens, the game happened so quickly, by the time it was over, there was no loss prevented, so the game counted as a legit loss. And honestly, I've been through that so often throughout the years that it's been, oh man, it's been such a peeve. Like, I just, I hate losing a game because of circumstances that really, really couldn't be helped, right? Like, not even my teammates could have helped it because this is something way out of their control. So I told my team, you know what? Let's just play very defensively. Let's get farmed up. Let's get gold. Let's at least become strong enough where we can put up a good fight to the enemy team, right? Like, the goal isn't to win anymore. The goal is to stall the game as long as possible so that we can be eligible for that loss prevented. Anyways, here's going on some crazy stuff. I see Kane going in on 3 people. I'm considering using my ultimate, and I was like, do I use my ultimate here? And I'm like, okay, let's do it. But then I was like, ah, damn. I thought Kane was going to be able to get away with my ultimate by going through the wall, but obviously he got caught out really fast, so I wasn't even able to teleport. But yeah, basically, I was instructing my whole team. I was basically telling them, I told them, how did I even put this? I told them, try to not get too angry, okay? We are probably going to lose this. Like, I made him face reality. Accept the fact that we're probably going to lose this game. But what you don't want to do is lose your LP, okay? Because all of us got disconnected at the same time. The likelihood that there's going to be a loss prevented sometime soon is very high. But we can't guarantee that we will be counted into that because who knows how fast this game will be over. The enemy team has a goddamn almost 7,000 gold lead, right? Or maybe not 7,000, more like 6,000. 6,000 gold lead. And that's from us having a 2,000 gold lead. How unfair is this game? I gotta repeat that. So anyways, I was like, we're probably going to lose this game just because of level differences, just because of gold differences. But it doesn't matter. We just want to make this a long game. So I told them, let's be annoying. But of course, there were some players that didn't really listen to this advice. You're probably gonna see who I'm talking about very soon here. Used to hand to somebody that's on some premium hash brown. Oh man, his willingness to go in there, it costed us a little bit. Not gonna lie there. Yeah, but while I was doing that, Vladimir was like, hey, Shen, when are you gonna stop farming? I was like, listen, dude, as long as I'm not level 11 or my ultimate is up, this is the only thing I'm gonna do because it's the only thing that's gonna lead us somewhere later on in the game. Just try to hold on, you know, like just try to survive. And then of course Vladimir gets killed there, and I was like, oh man, you know. And I realized, you know, I can't even afford to stay top lane and push in the tower. Or get the minions. I have to move back before we lose our entire base, because slowly and surely we are actually losing our entire base. Just look at it. The game. They have all their towers still standing up. They have the dragon. Of course, dragon maybe doesn't mean that much right now, but they have the first dragon, and they're slowly getting all the towers down. We're clearly so behind that you don't really... Like, you wouldn't really give us a chance. And honestly, I'm not giving us a chance either. Because at this point, we just wanna make it true. So here, of course, Amumu, with his crazy plans, he comes up with a scheme, catch the Lissandra while recalling, we get a kill. And obviously, something like that, it will stall a game. It will delay a game. So it's a really good move, really. Here, of course, Kane tries to do some crazy stuff. Jumps over the wall, doesn't really get a finish there, but it's whatever. It's whatever. I believe the dragon's probably going to come up very soon. Irelia, of course, double buffed. Oh, man. It's so unfair. Look at this. She's got new Tabbies and Blair Rune King. She could probably smack me whenever she felt like it. Yeah, she's level 10. I'm also level 10, though. So even though we're far behind, I'm kind of like, you know, I'm really, really clinging on to this game. I don't know what Amumu was doing there. That's a crazy recall to recall right on top of the skull crab vision. Of course he's gonna go ham you. I don't even know what he was expecting there. Anyways, yeah, crazy game. But still, I told myself, I don't even care about winning the game. I just want to make sure I get my loss prevented. My loss prevented. That's all I cared about. This game, the show's gotta go on. Kane is, I think he's about to help me here. I'm pretty sure that dragon is pretty much 100% free for the enemy team there. So Kane, you know, he's trying to goes for the 1v1 versus Irelia. Of course, Irelia is a bullshit champion, but Kane is also a pretty bullshitty champion himself, especially when he's red Kane and gets so much health from doing damage. Here we go. Let's see what's going on. Ignite onto the Lissandra. Oh man, ultimate for ultimate, and wow, Amumu actually makes it out of that one. And then of course we eventually catch out the Irelia. I taunted her ass. I let the Kane get the kill because you know who's gonna carry? It's probably not gonna be a Shen. Well, okay, maybe a Shen ultimate from time to time will carry, but yeah, it will happen when it will happen. Just like earlier though, remember that Shen ultimate that I did just when Kane was about to die and I also was about to die? Man, that was so clutch. It was insane. Okay, so here we go. Oh, I don't know if this is gonna be a good one actually. No, nothing happens there. Okay, so I was just instructing my team, right? Like I was like, you know, we're still not ahead, and as you can see in the goal difference, we're definitely not ahead. But here we go. My ultimate level is level 2 because I'm level 11. So my ultimate is on a lower cooldown. The shield is much stronger, and of course, damn, we got the kill on Hecarim, man. Like this, I started to quickly realize, you know, maybe we aren't just fighting for a loss prevented anymore. We are actually fighting for a victory here, right? Like, even though we're so far behind, vision-wise, objective-wise, right? Like, just not having a tower, that's a huge loss of vision on your side of the map. The enemy team still has all their towers up. They don't have to fight with that kind of handicap, right? And then you have, like, yeah, just like these players, even though, you know, Amumu, obviously, he probably didn't get the memo that we were supposed to try to last as long as possible. You know, he's still trying his best. Like, I don't understand what's up with the proto belt, but he's trying. You can tell he's trying. Like, here, I don't know what's happening. Like, he's just playing crazy. But I think that's just his style, right? So I told people to just not tilt about it. Vladimir, he probably had something to say about him. I remember they fought a lot between themselves and they just flamed each other. But I told him to just you mute each other, do whatever you have to do, but don't pay too much attention to it. Here, I thought we had a good situation here. We go ham on them. It looks like a good moment. Lissandra ults herself, and then, you know, Irelia just bullshit champion. Somehow managed to heal up so much. I die, and that pretty much is a big downer for us. I really thought that was a huge win for us as long as I go in, but that Lissandra ultimate, man, it can really turn around some situations. So here, I kind of did a bad move for my team, you know. This is kind of making sure that the enemy team is keeping their lead. They're almost well, it is an 8,000 lead at this point, right? Yeah, it is an 8,000 lead now. So, yeah. Enemy team's gold lead increasing and increasing. The experience lead, it's not as big as it was before, but it's still there. You can tell from Vladimir being 10 and Lissandra being 12. That's insane considering how the beginning of the game went, right? Like when Lissandra died so often, you shouldn't be able to get away with that much. But yeah, look at them. They're just going in on our turrets. We're trying to hold on to dear life here. And I'm like, even though I'm low health, I'm like, screw this, I'm going in. So, just slapping people, getting out of there, making sure people die. Oh my god, Hecarim's coming in here. Taunt all of them. As soon as Lissandra comes out of her Sonya's, double kill. Why not, man? Man. And that was literally, you know, death knocking at the door, right? Like they were knocking on our turret saying, "Hey, we're gonna take top tower now. We're gonna end the game here." But we turned it around on them. They got too antsy. They were like, "Oh, we're so ahead. We can do all this crazy stuff and get away with it." No, they couldn't. They really couldn't. And from this, we get the Baron. Now, this Baron isn't gonna win us the game, but it sure as hell is gonna help us come back from this huge deficit that we're still dealing with. Even though we are team fighting so well and just coming out of situations that we should probably not. We are behind by like 5,000 gold. I'm not sure how much Baron's gonna push us ahead now, but it's still going to be a huge difference. Yeah, look at that. We are 36.4k now. The enemy team is almost a 42k. Man, this game was so unfair. So now, the dragon is probably going to be taken by the enemy team. Because, again, we don't have division. Our towers are down. We really can't ensure that maybe, you know, the enemy team is waiting for us at whatever brushes in the jungle. It's just a hard game. It's a really hard game. It's like when you play Dark Souls and you put it to, like, freaking... I don't know, hard mode plus. I don't even know if that exists, but I know that there's like some weird covenant you can sign up for and it makes the game incredibly hard. I don't remember what the covenant was. Forget about it. Let's not talk about Dark Souls. Anyways, yeah. So this game, man, like, look, they're gonna get the dragon. And here's the thing about dragons, right? I don't think you guys realize this, but dragons are kind of pointless, okay? because the improvements that they do for you, like unless you made the maths already, you're probably not gonna think too much about it. Or rather, if you already made the math about it, you're probably not gonna think too much about what I'm about to say. But basically, dragons are super pointless. The only true dragon that matters in this game is the 4th dragon for your team, and also the, what's it called? The Elder Dragon. Those are the ones that matter. And look at this. Hecarim goes crazy, goes in on us. We catch him out. Really bad spot. And, you know, I ultimate onto the Amumu. Not sure if that was the best choice, but that was definitely the best choice to prevent my team from feeding. Because, look, all 5 survived that. We survived that. We shouldn't have survived that. But we still somehow did, you know? Man, and now this is when we started to catch up. Really starting to catch up, right? Now we're only 4,000 gold behind. At this point of the game, it's a little bit negligible because gold differences really matter a lot earlier on, right? Like that's when it really does have a huge impact. But at this point, you know, being 3,000 gold behind, it doesn't really mean that much often. Depends on who you're talking about, of course. What champion is behind? If you look at our Amumu, he's probably super behind because he's just going in and dying a lot, you know, not really getting too much farm going on. But I guess compared to the Senna, he's been farming alright, right? Yeah, I don't know. But anyways, yeah. Like, man, I was so speechless for this game. I really was. Like, when this game was done, I just couldn't believe what I've done, right? Like what I experienced. For me to play through this game, this is a game that I normally would want to surrender vote, like as soon as, you know, whatever happened had happened. But in this case, just because I told myself we need to make this game as long as possible, we actually ended up somehow, you know, bringing it this close. You know, that's insane. Because win or lose at this point, this is crazy. We have no business being this even to the enemy team. The enemy team had everything. They had the gold, they had the experience, they had the dragons, they had the towers. Look at our base. It's been that way for like, what, 15 minutes maybe? I don't know. But yeah, finally, we're starting to get some ground. You know, Amumu going crazy. And of course, me being Shen, I realized I am the tank for this team. This is not the time where I should be AFK farming. Although maybe getting to level 16 would be sweet just to get that level 3 ultimate. But, you know, at this point, I need to be the front line of the team, right? So I'm just trying to, like, at this point, I think I'm trying to decide, do I go forward or do I just go back to farming? So I see Amumu's really low health. I'm considering ulting, but I said instead I'm like, I'm just gonna block whatever is gonna come at us. Okay, Vladimir for some reason is like going in front of me, but I'm like, hey, I'll just block everything. Don't worry, guys. Then of course, oh my god, I don't know if this is gonna end well. Oh, the taunt! Oh my god! And then from behind the freaking Hecarim, I ultimate the Estral, but maybe that was a little bit wasteful. It's okay though. Amumu was the one that really died there. We were trying to go crazy here. I don't even know if this goes too well. Oh, I think I whiffed my E there. Ooh, okay. This one didn't go too well, actually. This one was not one of the great ones. Okay. So, yeah, as you can see, even though we have been doing pretty well, fairly well in team fights against them, they still managed to get back at us. Man, the 5,000 gold lead, all of their leads that they had, at some point it's gonna catch up to us, right? Now, here's the thing, right? This game, even though it probably feels like a 40-50 minute long game, this is still a 26 minute long game. So this means that death timers are actually really short. And we're gonna be back very, very soon. So here we go. Amumu goes crazy, and he actually manages to kill the Jhin here. And that's crazy. Support Amumu. 1v1ing freaking Jhin. I mean, I guess that's not completely unforeseeable, but considering, you know, all the facts, you know, how far behind Amumu is, how many times Amumu's been dying, and like a 110 Amumu can still kill a 5-3 Jhin, okay? And this is the patch where, you know, 80 carries are buffed, right, when they're tankier. So, yeah, say what you will. I would say that's quite an accomplishment for the Amumu. Okay, so as you can tell, the game, it's really starting to ramp up now. We're pretty much late game status almost across the board. Well, actually, that's not true. Not just yet. We haven't reached like 6 item builds or 6 item full builds yet. So it's gonna be a while before we reach that point. I don't even know if we reach that point, if that game managed to get that long. Actually, I'm pretty sure the game's about to end very, very soon. But I just have to say, Man. Okay, so here comes the dragon. So this is the one dragon that we really want to refuse the enemy team. This is the dragon that does actually have a lot of gold value. So here we go. The fight breaks out. It's a really bad start for the enemy team. Amumu managed to taunt ultimate 2 people. I taunt through both of them. And we get the dragon. So we deny the enemy team the 4th dragon. And there we go. That's it. We destroyed them. Damn. That was actually really clean. None of us died. That's a good team fight. So of course, the thing I do is I just go to lane and I'm like, you know what? I'll happily farm for my level 3 ultimate. Let's get that level 16. That's all. When I play this champion, that's all I think about. I want to get the next level for my ultimate. And once I'm level 16 with this champion, then fine. I can start doing other stuff. And here, of course, because the enemy team is now dead, of course, it means that we're going to have a really easy time doing the Baron on our own. Especially since now we're actually pretty tough, you know, and like really damage heavy. Look at that Baron. It's going to go down like it's butter. Yeah. Man, Senna actually only died once this game so far. I actually don't remember that, but that's actually pretty good considering how much we've been turning around on them. That's actually really good. So that means that was her first death, that one ace at the dragon. Oh, wait, was that an ace? I think it was. None of us died, at least. That's what mattered more. So anyways, yeah. At this point, I really couldn't believe what I was playing, but I was still keeping calm, right? Because to myself, I was saying, I still want my loss prevented. I don't care about the win. I just don't want to lose LP for something that wasn't my fault, right? But then I told my team, hey guys, don't you think we can do a little bit better than loss prevented? Don't you think we can just get that loss prevented LP instead? And I was like, yeah, let's get it. And at this point, Amumu and Vladimir, I don't think they were buddies yet, but they obviously they got a lot more quiet when the team fights were starting to go better. And you know, I was just really happy that my team didn't fall apart like you often expect in solo queue. Like obviously this was a team effort. This wasn't all down to me just ulting the right person at the right time. There was a lot more to this game. And yeah, look at that. We just get the Lissandra there. And I'm pretty sure we're about to reach what I believe is the conclusive finish. And yeah, actually, it's gonna end soon, guys. Don't worry. I'm not gonna keep you guys around for too long, but it's gonna be interesting to see this until the very bitter end, right? Okay, so at this point, ooh, shizzle, that Kane is great. Okay, ooh, that's actually not too good, but fortunately Kane didn't get rooted under a tower exactly for too long. Okay, so we got the tower. I remember telling everyone, let's not do anything too crazy. Remember, we got Baron buff. We can force these objectives down, and we are strong. If they decide to fight us, fight them. And at that point, you know, initiate on the Irelia, it looked free as hell. I knew I had my team behind me, so that was, you know, a really easy kill. And here we go. Here's a little bit crazy too, of course. We're still under the turret. I ultimate Mumu. I'm not sure if that was the value ultimate right there. I probably should have done Kane instead. But yeah, we're getting things done, and I feel like, okay, you know what? They kind of tunnel visioning on this set now. I'm like, hey, I want a piece of the pie too. And I'm pretty sure I'm gonna whiff my taunt, but I auto attack her. It doesn't matter. Yeah, let's get a kill. So anyways, that was the end of the game. And man, I can't believe I won a game where 4 teammates disconnected. Have you ever had that happen to you? I don't know. Anyways, hope you guys had a good time. This has been me, SteveRoxorz.